Well, motorists have until the end of August to renew their licenses. That, of course, is the extension granted when many people were unable to renew their licenses during the lockdowns last year. But, of course, there's a huge backlog, and the question everyone wants answered is, will another extension be granted? NCA's Linda Kuhle has been following that story, and he joins me now. Hello, Linda. So what is the latest on this deadline, which is looming, end of August, to renew all those licenses that weren't able to be renewed during the lockdown?
Well, the latest, Sally, is that everyone is waiting for the announcement of the minister to actually say whether there will be an extension to the deadline, or if we are going to see law enforcement take its place in terms of enforcing the law and apprehending, as well as putting some of those tickets to those that are traveling or driving without renewed licenses or expired licenses. But I can tell you that in terms of the information we are getting, we do know that there will be an extension of some of the working hours in some of the DLTCs. We do understand that they'll be working even on weekends, just to ensure that this backlog is being pushed as they wait for an announcement from the Minister of Transport. But what we know as a fact from today is that based on what the observations and some of the announced visits that were conducted today by MEC of Transport, Jacob Mamabulo, he says that it is apparent that they will not have gone through the backlog in terms of making sure that all licenses are renewed. And this is because of the processes that are in place. He says that their DLTCs have been struggling with some of their processes, and now dealing with this backlog, they are not going to be able to help the many people that are in need of renewing their licenses. So they're saying that they need to actually sort out processes that were long existing before COVID-19. And they're saying that because of these pre-existing issues, they will not be able to, in fact, deal with the backlog until they fix some of those processes.
So, am I right then that it is up to the Transport Minister to grant that extension? Because while we've got intense problems here in Gauteng with the driver's license, particularly around the fact that Gauteng motorists have to apply through the online booking system, this is in fact a nationwide problem.
It's a nationwide problem, Sally, and I can tell you that Gauteng has come out right to say that they will not be able to deal with the backlog before August. So at the end of the day, all eyes are on the minister to say what will he do. But we do know that many provinces are struggling with this backlog. Many provinces were already struggling from before, because this is an industry that has been faced by problems even before COVID-19, as the MEC of Transport in Gauteng alluded. So they are saying that because of the defect in some of their systems, because of their inability to serve, essentially they will need to deal with the issues of processes, the issues of workflows, before they can be able to even try to deal with the issues of the backlog. But one of the things really is the issue of saying that the MECs are coming out now and saying this. Why did they not say anything before? But those unannounced visits today certainly showed us with the MEC that they really don't have the proper processes in place to actually deal with this. So all eyes, as you said, Sally, are on the Minister of Transport to announce whether there will be an extension of the deadline in terms of the renewal of licenses, and also what will they be doing as the Department of Transport in ensuring that this extension is not just another extension to give this grace period without any plans in place to ensure that that grace period will then yield the desired result in terms of the issuing of renewed licenses.
So, Linda, I've read articles that put the backlog nationally as high as 500,000. Am I right?
Well, there's certainly a number. We didn't get the statistics of how many people are still without or are still with expired licenses, because that is a tally that needs to be done. You'd remember, Sally, that even today, many people have been accessing some of these DLTCs. Even, in fact, in Hammanskraal, where we were with the MEC of Transport, there was still some processing of a number of people. But the daily tallies of how many people are still outstanding is something that we really need to get from a national point of view. But certainly, MEC did raise the issue around the numbers as well, saying that the people that are making appointments, they were well over 100,000 at some point, but only 5% responded to some of those commitments or some of those slots that were issued to them. So there is quite a number of issues, but in terms of the national figure of how many people are still outstanding, it is something that even after daily processes, the National Department of Transport would need to tally and then give us a sense of really how much of a backlog do they need to deal with in general, with the municipalities, with the provinces, and of course the National Department being the oversight or playing an oversight role in terms of all of this.
Just quickly tell me a little bit more about the extended hours. Has that come into being already? Are the weekend hours already in operation, or is that still to be introduced?
That will be introduced. We're expecting that it will be introduced even on this weekend that we are going. We understand that on Saturday, the DLTCs will be open to serve the public in terms of those that will be looking to renew their licenses. And this seems as a last-ditch sort of attempt, Sally, to make sure that as many people as they possibly can are processed in terms of the renewal of their licenses because of the looming deadline of the 31st of August. But we understand that even over the weekends, they will in fact be processing some of those applicants.
All right, well, thank you so much for that update. That was the NCA reporter Linda Kutle-Kulu telling us about the attempts to try and deal with that backlog of driving license applications, extended office hours during the week and over the weekend. So if you are in that category, you need to check and see when you can possibly go and renew your license.